Today I am going to discuss about sustainable development goals. So the sustainable development goals we are discussing now, uh, like how the businesses were using their unethical practices to generate profits but severely harming the environment and the global ecosystem. So the sustainable development goal which I chose is number 15 of the United Nations 17 sustainable goals. Uh, The 15th one is life on land. The life on land, the official wording for this life on land sustainable development goal is to protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. The outcome target include the conserve and restore terrestrial and freshwater ecosystems, and deforestation and restore degraded forests, and desertification and restore degraded land, ensure conservation of mountain ecosystems, protect biodiversity and natural habitats, protect access to genetic resources and fair sharing of the benefits, eliminate poaching and traffic of protected species, prevent invasive alien species on land and in water ecosystem, and integrate ecosystem and biodiversity in government planning. So this sustainable development goal aims at securing sustainable livelihoods that will be enjoyed for generations to come. The human diet is composed of 80% of plant life, which makes agriculture. The human diet is composed of 80% of the plant life, which makes agriculture a prime economic source. Forests cover 30% of Earth's surface, provide vital habitats for millions of species, and important sources for clean air and water, as well as being crucial for combating climate change. The real time business problem which linked to this life on land sustainable development goal is the production and usage of inorganic chemicals in agriculture for increasing productivity of cash crops, which is seriously leading to various environmental issues. So these are the list of major pesticide and fertilizer companies located across the globe. So these companies were heavily involved in manufacturing inorganic chemicals, which can create a serious um, benefits to the farmers by giving them value like increase in production, reduction on dependence on unusual rainfall, and lack of natural resources within the land. But this benefits to the farmer is causing serious issue to the globe, like global warming. um, one of the main issue linked to global warming is land degradation also, and depletion of natural resources. So through this higher use of inorganic chemicals, the land and water and the fertility of land is also getting degraded. So the agriculture sector globally is building a lasting competitive advantage through inorganic chemical usage that raises agricultural productivity, mi- which minimizes dependence on rainfall and natural resources we use, and destroys the environment and resources it draws on. For the sake of increased production and profits, farmers were excessively engaged in using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. These practices are creating depletion of natural resources to further depletion of water tables, biodiversity, and habitat for wild species, and land and soil degradation, which have contributed to the environmental crisis across the world. So, what are the ethical solutions we have to combat this problem? So, the current efforts of national and state governments across the globe to increase farmers' income and food production should happen within the framework of sustainable development and management of natural resources to avoid further depletion of water tables, biodiversity, and habitat for wild species, and land and soil degradation, which have contributed to the environmental crisis the world is facing today. So, the natural farming or eco agriculture or eco friendly agriculture is suggested as a neoteric approach to improve both traditional and modern agricultural practices. These practices aims to safeguard the environment, public health and communities. The other solution is the call for public awareness and participation to bring about an attitude change, and finally restricting further damage to the environment. Environmental friendly green building to organic food and environmental awareness within the people is pretty much required. And so, what are the initiatives taken by me in taking my part to um, progress of the sustainable development goal? Are I visited nearby farmers and I met them and described them the bad effects of using inorganic chemicals. And we collected the soil samples and we uh, tested them in laboratory and told to and explained to the farmers how pH metrics and EC metrics were seriously damaged due to the excessive usage of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. And and again we identified the current status of their soil and how it is degrading, and how they can employ different natural methods to increase their uh, soil potential, and that's how they can reduce the depletion of the land resources and water table beneath the soil. And in this way I tried to explain farmers and did my part to in enhancing their capabilities of awareness, uh, developing awareness towards the natural farming and organic farming. Thank you.